In the previous classes, we have discussed regarding what is trickling filter, and it is a part of attached growth system, and what is attached growth system that we have seen in the previous class. So we have completed preliminary wastewater treatment, primary wastewater treatment, and in this we have covered the trickling filter. In the trickling filter, we have seen construction of trickling filter. What are the different types of trickling filter? We have seen regarding conventional trickling filter. Now, in today's class, we will be concentrating our study on the high rate trickling filter. Okay. Then we have seen the merits of and the demerits of trickling filter, that is a conventional trickling filter. Then operational problems. In that, we have seen regarding fly nuisance, odor nuisance, bonding nuisance. Then a design of a conventional trickling filter, and then the performance of a trickling filter. Now, in today's class, we will concentrate regarding the your recirculation or the high rate trickling filter. We are going to concentrate that in today's class. Okay. Now, coming to the trickling filter, right? Today we are going to discuss regarding a high rate trickling filter. But before that, we will highlight some of the things which we have studied in your normal trickling filter. Okay. Now, as in the previous class, we have seen that the trickling filter, it is going to give the waste water to the filters only once. The wastewater will be coming through the siphonic actions into the nozzles, and then the nozzles is going to get rotated, and it is going to distribute the wastewater to the your filter media, and then from the filter media of getting after percolating, it is going to be collected through the under drains, where it is going to remove your suspended solids, and then BOD it is going to remove. Now, here in case of the high rate trickling filter, the main thing that is going to happen in case of a high rate trickling filter is recirculation. This recirculation is going to be very important in case of your high rate trickling filter. Once the material, in case of your normal trickling filter, what used to happen, only the wastewater is used to get filtered only once. But here there will be the double circulation, is recirculation is going to happen, that is the wastewater will be filtered twice from the trickling filter. That is the main difference between the normal or conventional trickling filter and the high rate trickling filter, where here the recirculation is going to occur. So that is the reason why the high rate of filtration is going to occur, and that is the reason why we call it as an high rate trickling filter or recirculating filter. Okay. Now, the here recirculation of sewage is going to be very essential and important to have the high rate of filtration, and then the recirculation is going to be consist of the return portion of the treated or partly treated sewage to the treatment process. Again, the recirculation is going to happen. Usually this return is from the secondary settling tank, that is the secondary clarifier, and again it goes to the primary clarifier. Once, what will happen here is the influent, the raw sewage is going to be get filtered from a primary clarifier, then it goes to the trickling filter, then secondary clarifier. Instead, in your normal conventional trickling filter, we used to take the water from the effluent. But here in your high rate trickling filter, what is going to happen, again the water is going to be recirculated. Either it might be sent to the either trickling filter and then secondary clarifier, or right, it may go again to the primary clarifier, then again to the trickling filter, then again to the secondary clarifier, and then effluent is going to occur. So whatever output we are going to get, that output will be having the higher degree of filtration. Okay, this is the main reason, that is the why we are going to have this recirculation in your high rate trickling filter. In some of the cases, what may happen is, in order to obtain the better efficiency, the two cycle of recirculation that may be adopted. Right here, what may happen is, this is one set of a cycle. Again to this one's, again this cycle, again we may add the one more recirculation method that may be adopted, that we call it as an two stage recirculation method. Okay, now recirculation is why we are going to have the recirculation. It is because of the some of the reason we are going to see it now. First reason is recirculation is going to allow the dosing of the filter irrespective of the fluctuations in the flow. Even though fluctuations are there, it is going to have the continuous dosing is going to be applied. That is the reason why we are going to have the recirculation. It is going to equalize and reduces the loading, and thereby it is going to increase the efficiency. That is also one of the reason, and the recirculation is going to provide the longer contact of the applied sewage, right? So that what is going to happen, again the oxidation of the organic matter is going to happen, and it is going to accelerate the biological oxidation process. It is going to accelerate. So that is the reason why we are going to have the two-stage recirculation. That is the reason. Okay, then the influent remains fresh at all the times, and also it is going to help in reducing the odor. That is also one of the reason why we are going to have the double filtration or recirculation. Okay, now here we are going to have the different types of the high rate trickling filter. Now what are those different high rate trickling filter that we are going to see it? Okay, now there are three types of trickling filters are there, high rate trickling filters are there. One is biofilter, one is exhalofilter, and then the next one is the aerofilter. Biofilter, exhalofilter, and the aerofilter. Again, this may be one of the very important question in case of your exam. They may ask you explain the different types of high rate trickling filter with the neat flow diagram. They may ask in your main exam. So again, this is one of the important question. Or what is the need of the high rate trickling filter? That question also may be asked in your main exam. Okay, now we will see what is a biofilter. Now biofilters are they are having the comparatively they are going to have the low depth, that is the depth will be around 1.2 to 1.5 meter. In depth the filter, it is going to utilize this recirculation of a portion of the filter effluent from a primary from the primary settling tank. The influent is going to come from the primary settling tank, and then it goes to the primary clarifier and then to the trickling filter. Either it is from here itself it is going to be recirculated, or it may go to the secondary clarifier. Again it is maybe coming to the primary clarifier or trickling filter, and then the effluent is going to be obtained, right? And the additional treatment is if necessary wherever the lower BOD content of the effluent is going to be required. So there we are going to have these biofilters. Wherever the higher BOD reduction is required, there we may go for the two-stage exhalofilter. Again to this there may be addition of one more recirculation will be there, that we call it as a two-stage exhalofilter. Now in case of organic loading, that is going to be adopted in between 9,000 to 11,000 kg of a BOD per hectare per hectare meter per day may be adopted. That is the BOD loading rate, and hydraulic loading rate will be around 110 to 330 million liter per hectare per day. That may be adopted for this particular biofilters. Next is the exhalofilter. These are having quite greater depth than the biofilter. It will be varying in between 1.8 to 2.4 meter deep, and it is going to utilize the direct recirculation of the untreated wastewater is going to happen. Here the wastewater will be coming from the sedimentation tank, and then it is go to the primary clarifier. Here the sludge is going to get settled down, it is going to the digester, and then from the primary clarifier whatever the water remains, that goes to the trickling filter. Again here it is going to be recirculated again to the trickling filter, and from then the secondary trickling filter it is going to get settled down over here into the exhalofilters, and then the effluent is going to be obtained. Now we will see regarding the aerofilter. In case of aerofilter, the wastewater that is going to be applied will be uniform and continuous, with having the low rate of application of a sewage, whereas the biofilter and the exhalofilter, the recirculation is used for more intimate contact of the sewage with the biological film and the filter media. Okay, then if additional treatment is required of a lower BOD, then again Here XLO filter will be utilized, two-stage recirculation is going to be applied. Here also the wastewater will come from primary sedimentation tank, then primary clarifier, then it goes to the trickling filter, from trickling filter to the secondary, and then before going to the effluent again it is going to recirculate it, and then again to the trickling filter, and then secondary clarifier once again, and then the effluent is going to be obtained in case of your aero filters. The air is going to be supplied. The aero filter, it is having depth more than 1.8 meter depth, and it is going to have the organic loading rate in between 11,000 to 12,000 kg per kg of 5-day BOD per hectare per meter per day. Okay, and then it should not be, the hydraulic loading rate should not be less than 150 million liter per hectare per day. So this is regarding the different types of high rate trickling filter. Now we are going to see what are the differences between the your conventional trickling filter and the high rate trickling filter. What are the differences based upon certain characteristics that we are going to see now. Okay, so again your normal trickling filter and the high rate trickling filter will be having some of the differences. So again this may be also one of the very important type of a question. It may be asked in case of your main exam, and normally it has been asked in from your the main exam, or the differentiate between the high rate and the low rate or conventional or the high rate trickling filter differences they have. It has been asked. So the first difference based, this is your conventional trickling filter and this is your high rate trickling filter. We will see what are the different characteristics that it is going to differentiate between each other. First one is the depth. The depth of conventional trickling filter will be around 1.6 to 2.4, and then high rate trickling filter, it is comparatively lesser depth, it is around 1.2 to 1.8 meter. Then the size of the filter media, it is going to have 25 to 75 mm thickness, and here it is going to have 25 to 60 mm thickness. Then the land required, it is more in case of your conventional trickling filter, and the high rate trickling filter, less land is going to be required. Then the cost of operation, it is more for conventional trickling filter, and high rate trickling filter, it is comparatively less. Then the method of operation, it is in continuous operation. This is also continuous operation. The less it is, the conventional trickling filter is having the less flexibility, and it requires very less skilled supervision is going to be required, whereas your high rate trickling filter, it requires more flexible in operation, continuous in operation, and it requires the more skilled supervision is going to be required in case of your high rate trickling filter. Then again, filter loading rate, it is less for conventional trickling filter, it is 22 to 44 million liter hectare per day, whereas your the high rate trickling filter, it is 110 to 330 million liter hectare per day. Whereas your recirculation is normally, it is not provided in your conventional trickling filter, whereas in high rate trickling filter, it is recirculation is normally it is provided. And then the organic loading rate for the conventional trickling filter will be around 900 to 2200 kg of BOD, and then the high rate trickling filter, it requires 6,000 to 18,000 kg of BOD is going to be required in case of your high rate trickling filter. So this is how your BOD organic loading rate is less for your conventional, and it is high for your high rate trickling filter. So again, your high rate trickling filter will show the higher efficiency as since the double circulation is going to occur, and normally the high rate trickling filter, if more quantity of filtration is required or more pure wastewater is required, then we will be using this the high rate trickling filter. So this is the difference between the conventional and the high rate trickling filter. Now in the problems, normally the efficiency is going to be asked in your exam. So the efficiency formula for the trickling filter is E is equal to 100 divided by 1 plus 0.44 square root u. This square root u is nothing but your organic loading. Here your square root u or u is nothing but the organic loading. Now we will solve the problem in case of your trickling filter. We will solve one problem on this. Okay. Now the sewage flow from the settling tank to a trickling filter at a rate of, normally the sewage will be coming from settling tank to the trickling filter or sedimentation tank to the trickling filter, with having the rate of sewage flow is 5 million liter per hectare per million liter per day, with having the BOD loading rate of around 150 mg per liter. The BOD loading rate is, for this quantity of wastewater, BOD loading rate is 5-day BOD will be around 150 mg per liter. Now they have asked you to determine the depth, volume, right, the depth and the volume of the filter adopting the, with having the surface loading rate of around 2500 liter per meter square per day and the organic loading rate of 165 gram per meter cube per day. Also determine the efficiency using the NRC formula. They have asked you to determine depth, volume and the surface and also determine the efficiency of the filter media. All these things they have asked in the problem. Now first thing what we needed to do is we needed to convert the 5-day BOD per day. We need to find out 5-day BOD per day. Now they have given you the 5-day BOD value for some quantity of water. So that quantity of water is 5 million liter per day. Now BOD value, it is how much? 150 milligram mg per liter. So what quantity of water that we needed to treat? We needed to treat 5 million liter per day, right? It is going to have 150 mg per liter of BOD. So total BOD we needed to calculate, right? Total BOD for 5 million liters of water is 5 into 10 to the power 6, that is million liters. Now here 150 into 10 to the power 3. Now what we have done is milligram you have converted into grams. So we will be getting the answer as 7,50,000 grams per day. Now volume of a filter media, this you have already seen in the sedimentation tank, that is total BOD divided by organic loading rate. Total BOD is how much? 7,50,000 grams per day, and organic loading they have given you the value 165 grams per meter cube per day. So here what will happen? The gram per day get cancels. 1 by meter cube remains over in the denominator. It goes, when it goes upside, we are going to get the volume as 4,545.5 meter cube. Therefore, from this volume we can calculate the surface area. Again, surface area also the formula you have studied in the previous classes, that is total flow divided by hydraulic loading. The total flow is how much? Total flow is 5 million liter per day. Okay, 5 million liter per day divided by the surface loading. They have given you it as 2500 liters per meter cube per meter square per day. So liter per day get cancelled, so remains is 1 by meter square in the denominator. So it will come upside, it is going, we are going to get it as 2000 square meters. So surface area is 2000 square meters. From this we can calculate the depth, right? The volume divided by area we can have, right, 4545.5 meter cube divided by 2000 meter square, we are going to get it as 2.273 meter. So the depth is 2.273 meter. Now the diameter, right, this is if we know the depth and if we know the diameter and we already know the area is equal to pi by 4 into d square. From that d we can calculate area, we know it as 2000 multiplied by 4 divided by pi. So we are going to get d as 50.5. So we will be keeping it as the 50 meters. So we have calculated the depth and the diameter. Now depth and volume we have calculated. Now we will calculate the actual surface area we are going to provide. We are going to get the diameter as 50.5. We are calculating it as, we are going to take it as 50 meters. So we will see how much is the actual surface area we are going to provide. So 5 by 4 into d square, that is diameter 50, we are going to get it as 19.635.5 meter square, and actual volume is equal to area into depth. So area we are going to get it as 1963.5, that is the actual surface area, multiplied by depth we are going to keep it as 2.3. So it is coming up to 4516 meter cube. So organic loading will be BOD divided by total volume. So BOD is 7,50,000, right, and then total volume is 4516. So it is coming up to 1666.1 gram per day. Gram, if we convert it to the kg by dividing it to 1000, we are getting it as 1.166 kg per meter cube per day. Now the efficiency, we have got the organic loading, where the efficiency we can easily calculate it by using the formula E is equal to 100 divided by 1 plus 0.44 square root U. So we have got the efficiency as 84.8%. So this is how we have solved one problem of efficiency, finding the efficiency. And in today's class, we have discussed regarding what is high rate trickling filter, what is recirculation, why recirculation is required, what are the different types of high rate trickling filter, biofilter, SRO filter, aero filter, with their different sizes and with their different flow diagrams. And then we have studied the difference between trickling filter and conventional trickling filter and high rate trickling filter. And then we also have solved one problem on your efficiency, depth and volume determination of the trickling filter. In the this is how we have studied regarding the trickling filter. In the next class, we are going to see regarding the activated sludge process. We will see activated sludge process in the next class. Thank you.